wondered how pastors' kids survive their upbringing? Have you ever considered their very unique perspective in life? Many people think that pastors' kids are well-behaved and love everybody all the time, right? Well, I'm here to share some of my experiences from my very unique perspective as a PK, or pastor's kid. Now, for my first experience, I'm going to be telling you about how my dad always preaches about me, my mistakes, my brother's mistakes, and our family mistakes and experiences. For my second topic, a much livelier and better one, soul food. That's right, meatballs and casserole and lasagna. Oh my! And last but not least, my favorite, assigned seats in church. Now let's get started. Moving into the center stage that focuses mistakes and vivid living color. That's right. Have you ever had a time when your parents are talking to a person or a group of people about a mistake their child made, and that child is standing or sitting right next to them? It's almost as if they're talking behind your back. That's how I feel when my dad preaches about me. It's like, Dad, I'm sitting in the front row. I can hear every single word you're talking about me. Let me give you some examples. For one time in the Christmas season, it was a beautiful day, and we had just set up our wonderful Christmas tree. We got the ornaments, the lights, all the decorations, even the popcorn. Now I managed to knock this Christmas tree over. I broke a lot of the ornaments and some lights, and popcorn was all over the floor. But do you know what my dad preached about on Sunday? He preached about me knocking over the Christmas tree. I don't know how he did it, but he managed to tie it into this sermon. He has a gift. Another time, in the fall, peaks of sunshine were bursting through the clouds, and I had asked my dad, just jokingly, and the curiosity of a child, "Hey Dad, are those dead body souls being raised to heaven in the pillars of light?" Just jokingly, right? And wrong. You are completely wrong. Do you know what he preached about on that Sunday? Me asking him if dead body souls were being raised to heaven in the pillars of light. That's right. It's as if once a pastor is ordained, they are bestowed upon the gift to connect every living experience to a sermon, especially when it comes to their children. So as a pastor's kid, you get preached about a lot. And on those particular Sundays, you just don't really want to go to church. And he wonders why. Now, a much better topic, and lively, soul food. That's right, potlucks. Now, the Common Sense Dictionary of a regular old church describes potlucks as gathering place of casserole, lasagna, devil's food cake. Oh, I mean angel food cake. That's on the other side of the block. 7 days of creation salad, and most importantly, Jell-O. That's right, Jell-O! Round of applause for this kind fellow. Rhymes. Now, you must have Jell-O at your potluck. If you do not, you are breaking the... How many commandments are there? You're breaking the 12th commandment. That's right, the 12th commandment if you do not have this fine fellow at your potluck. Now let me tell you of a time when our church learned this the hard way. It was a dark and stormy night, and one gentleman was supposed to bring the Jell-O. And do you know how some old ladies can be, or elderly ladies, sorry. They can be a bit rude, right? To say the least. Well, this one was just that. And when she found out that the one kind gentleman did not bring the Jell-O, that set off the lightning and the thunder for her. Ka-chow! That's right. She went ballistic on him. And finally, my dad got them to calm down after a few punches were thrown. But from that day forward, we always remembered to bring the Jell-O. We never forgot. Now, my dad, he loves 7-layer salad, also known as the 7 days of creation salad. That's right. If he hears there's a potluck going on, he'll ask for it 2 months in advance, 1 month, a week of, the day of. He'll even ask about it in his sermon as he's preaching about me. The nerve he has. But he loves 7-layer salad. Ironically, hardly anyone ever brings the 7-layer salad to our church potlucks, which gets to thinking, maybe people don't like my dad. That would explain a lot. But bring the Jell-O, and do not forget the 7-layer salad, unless you would like to become sermon material on that Sunday. would actually benefit me because then he wouldn't have to preach about me all the time. Huh. Now, my favorite topic, that's right, sanctuary seating. Have you ever been to a social gathering when people of all types, old, young, children, you messed up my speech. Old people, young children, they just have that natural migratory inclination to the exact same spot in that social gathering. My church has this same problem, except do you know where they sit? That's right, they sit in the back of the church, the farthest away from the pastor. Now, ironically, our last rows where they sit on are roped off, and they say, "Do not sit here." They literally say that. Now, they leave spots open in the middle of the church and the front of the church to sit in the back. The back pews are always the fullest. We have a TV camera that broadcasts our sermons and services live on TV every Sunday. It shows from the middle of the church on up to the front. Where is everybody sitting? Not in the middle, not in the front, but in the back, the very back. Why do people do this, you would ask? I would answer, there's a barrier between them and the pastor. Now, the one time they change their natural migratory inclination is when half the people that don't come to church come to church. Do you know when that is? It's in the Christmas season. Christmas Eve, that's right. Now, instead, do you know where these people sit? Not the front, not the middle, and certainly not the back, but the balcony, even farther away from the pastor. It's as if over the Christmas season they committed a sin so atrocious, trying to be good for old St. Nick, but they couldn't, could they? They made that barrier wider, and they just want to stay as far away from the pastor as possible. So please, I beg you, sit in the front or the middle of a church. Do not leave those pews open. I could use some company being preached about all those times in church. Now, my PK experiences have shown me these revelations. Folly happens. Sermon stories can be used to teach others, whether I like it or not. Fine dining is the heart of every potluck when it comes to Jell-O, and front row seating is wanted at concerts, but avoided like the plague at church. Now, I think there's something gone for us pastor kids. Sure, we usually get a stricter teaching, but truthfully, this has turned out for the best, right? I mean, look at me. But remember this simple truth. We are not perfect, especially when it comes to sermon stories, sanctuary seating, and Jell-O.